All right, well, peace. Just want to come back with a quick video, man, real quick, man. You know, it's first and foremost, hopefully, the most on your house shots blessing y'all day, man. You know, it's crazy, man, because I want to, like, like, you really got to, like, especially with stuff your house shot by his mercies, yeah, we aren't consumed. Like, I just want, I just want to go into that too. By his mercies, you aren't consumed. This is blessing one, we're alive, and him, we're alive in him and his body, the most on your house shots body. And also naturally alive as well, before I forget to say that. So the day that he made, let's rejoice and be glad in it. But also too, man, like, your house shots getting that, and that's why, like, it's good to, like even my pop said, we was talking about a while back, like, to meditate, even though he's Jehovah's Witness, but to meditate on the scriptures, actually think about what it's saying, and think about, like, especially things like your house shots said, and the psychology of it, like, just the mindset and psychology of it, man. Because you know what it is too. I was let's get to Joshua real quick, man. Let's go to Joshua real quick. All right, should I just, you know what? I might hit this in Sirach 39 real quick. I might hit this in Sirach 30. You know what? Yeah, I might. Even though Joshua wasn't bad, but I might get to Sirach 39 real quick just to get. It's Ecclesiastes, also in Sirach chapter 39. But he that giveth his mind to the law of the Most High, and is occupied in the meditation thereof, will seek out the wisdom of all the ancient, and be occupied in prophecies. And that's Revelation 19:10. Yahushua's prophecy, because it comes in the volume of the book. But also too, like, even in prophecies as well, like, I mean, if you want to look at that aspect, that's fine, but the meditation thereof, man, because you really gotta think about, like, that's what the Most High wants you to stop and really think and meditate, like, sure, I might actually read this, I might actually do that next, but like Proverbs says, 25:2 says, like, for he wants kings to search out a matter. Why? Like, to think, to search out a matter. But it is what it is, man, because a lot of times with, like, what house shot said, man. It's just very, and shout out to brother sent me the first one, because I was watching his class right now, and he mentions beforehand. But this thing about that. Actually, this thing about this, right? There's a reason why. It's a psychology. This is really a reason why Yahushua said what he said, which I'm about to get in Matthew, like the public kingdom, the publican, Now let me get this. Let's just get it, man. There's a reason why he said that. You know. Matthew chapter 21 and verse 13. It's no, I'm sorry, not that 31. I'm sorry, 21:31. It says, because it's not only talking about, like, Rahab, things of that nature, because this Rahab is a example of this, of account of this, or even honestly, you could even say, like, Judah and the harlot, or things of that nature. She really sincerely, like, he even said, listen, she's been more righteous than I am, like, and she, like, played the harlot with his stepdaughter, where I think stepdaughter sure, I'm forgetting that. I was looking at that account a few weeks ago, but yeah, even in that, you could look at that aspect, or like Rahab. But let's really meditate and think about this, man, because I'm just going to go into something else, man. Yeah, it says Matthew chapter 21 verse 31. It says, whether them twain the will of his father, he says, and they say unto him, the first said, yeah, let me read this from the top. It's the word whether of them twain did the will of his father. They say unto him, the first, Yahweh say unto them, verily I say unto you, the publicans and the harlots go in the kingdom of Yahweh before you. And this, like I mentioned in that Rahab thing too, man. That's kind of, yeah, man, too, because a lot of times, like, a lot of our people ain't in that Hebrews 11, but Rahab is, so that just speaks volumes. So that's another aspect where he gave me how I was kicking, but also too, like, just think about what that says, man, because you know what it is, because, like, that's why I always said, like, listen, shout out to bro Kwame Call, and and his brother Mashai, brothers like Akawar, because I think they even mentioned his point, but I think more Kwame Call and brother Mashai. I'm not saying Akawar never did, but brothers I usually watch, or brothers like the Assembly of Firstborn brothers, like, I watch a lot, but they said this too, like, the elect, man, they could be out there, man, our brothers and sisters in the street, man, like, or not the sisters, I'm sorry, like, or the, like, Canaan, the Publicans, the harlots, man, like, like, you never know, man, like, that the elect could be, like, most of, like, our brothers in the street like that. You never know, man. That's why I like the book of Clarence a lot, man, because it's that Isaiah 29, or I'm about to get into later, Isaiah 29:24. The people that you didn't think that would get it or make it, they did. Like, the first shall be last and the last shall be first. So that's just it is what it is there, man. So that's just because it is too, like, because coming from where I come from, I was never involved in that, but man, well, because when you're certain, like, cause why is it a lot of times they go so, like, because the one is either aspects is a balance, because, like, one, they either come get the word, like that Matthew 23, which I'm about to get, and they become worse, like, the people that had those backgrounds, they come in the word and they become worse. Let me get this Matthew chapter 25 and 23 and verse 15. Woe unto you, scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites! For ye compare the sea and land to make one proselyte, and when he is made, ye make him twofold more the child of hell than yourself. So yeah, some people like that had those backgrounds that come in and they become worse. But most of the time, those people that had those background, listen, man, because they go into because the thing about the psychology of it, because they like, listen, I've been there and done that. Listen, I shouldn't even be alive right now, man. So, like, of course I'm serve the Most High house in sincerity and truth and give it all that I got, because I'm about, like, really, that's why start off on by His mercy you're consumed, because they said, because in their minds, they're talking like some, like, those people growing up with some of those people, man. It's like you realize, like, if they come to the word, they go most of the time, like, depending on the type of spirit or type of person they're gonna go most of the time. That's why house shot said the way he said, because they're gonna go hard body with it. Because listen, their mind said, listen, like that Luke 18 is like, listen, they won't even lift up their head, because they know, listen, I'm not even one, none of us are worthy, but they're like, listen, all the stuff I've done, man, I'm not even. Oh, by your mercies, I'm not consumed, man. I'm not even supposed to, like, like, I'm not supposed to be alive right now, man. So that's why house I said he's gonna said what he said, man. Because because thing about I was doing like, shout out to brother sent me first one, because I never knew this, man. Because that's why, like, and that's why it ties into that whole it's kind of like that Pharisee dynamic here. I'm not going into. I'm just making a point, not talking about this whole Martin Luther King and Malcolm X dynamic, but yeah, but I mentioned, but the shout out brother sent me firstborn, because because he mentioned, like, how Larry Hoover things that nature, like, a lot of times they couldn't find nothing on Malcolm X, man, when they were investigating for him, trying to get him, because why? Because Malcolm X was in the streets, man. He was like Big Red. He actually did him and Red Fox actually used to, like, they was actually gangsters. They was on kind of some gangster shit. They was in the streets. They used to, like, do robberies together, things of that nature. But once they got in, they got, like, Red Fox got in the industry, got, like, made it, like, once he got he got in. And once he got an entry, once he made it, like, that's where he reconnected, with Malcolm X. Once their prominence grew, they kind of reconnected with that, because they were old friends. But there's a reason why, like, in the Brothers Assembly first one said, because it's all relating to what Yahushua just said. There's a reason why Larry Hoover couldn't find nothing on Malcolm X. Why? Because he was big. He was I think they called Malcolm X Red, and they called Red Fox Big Red. They called Malcolm X. If you watch the movie and with Denzel, they called him Big Red, and they called Detroit Red, or they called Red Fox Red. I don't know. They just call each other different types of names of Red, because they didn't want each other to get confused. But but there's a reason why, like, Hoover on his investigations on, like, doing that, they couldn't find nothing on Malcolm X. And why he been there and did that, like, that's why he even in his, like, Nation of Islam walk, because I don't know the man personally, but he probably, like, I speak as man speaker afar, he took it more seriously, because listen, I've been in the streets, I was in that lifestyle, man. I like, come on, like, I've been there, done that, so that's the reason why. But going to that, like, but going to that kind of that dynamic, like, the first shall be last, the last shall be first. Look at all how they just, like, just from afar, how they always portray, like, Malcolm X and Martin Luther King. Even though they both were pawns at the end of the day, like, those they were. I know Martin Luther King, he was Boule, but allegedly, but it was kind of, I think it's documented he was Boule, but I'm not sure Malcolm X was Boule. Probably, I don't know, but and when I say Boule, all that is a so-called, like, Jake version, or so-called, like, black version of the Skull and Bones, like, on the Masons, the Freemasons, on the the Edomites, or, like, Esau's, like, masonry pretty much. The Caucasian masonry pretty much. That's Skull and Bones. That's what all Boule is. This so-called black version of that. But there's many of people like notable people as Boule, but that's neither here nor there. But there's a reason why. But look how they portray Martin Luther King and Malcolm X. Honestly, too, that's what going to that first shall be last shall be first. Because honestly, MLK, if you look at stuff like MLK got more dirt on him than Malcolm X do. Honestly, if you're going into it, because it was always portrayed Malcolm X was just this crazy the violent the militant the violent the this and that, or the wild one, or things of that nature, because statements they made. But Martin Luther King was a peaceful and things of that nature, because it's one dichotomy, because Malcolm X, even though he was going to lead the Nation of Islam, I believe, but he was part of a separatist organization. He wasn't when Martin Luther King, he was a globalist. All nations, everybody come together. But Malcolm X was a separatist. No, listen, we focus on us. We do this and that. So that's that economy right there. That's the reason why MLK's really pretty much pushed. So yeah, man, push very much to the masses. But really, honestly, if you look on his rap sheet, or if you do more research, he got more dirt on him than than somebody like a Malcolm X. But I speak as a man because I don't know, never met none of these men, but I'm just saying from afar. But yeah, man, it's kind of that dichotomy there. But yeah, man, but there's a reason why, that, because when people's been there, done that, man, it's just they're done most of the time, depending on the person, listen, man, I'm not even supposed to be alive right now, man. That's why, even in a natural sense, that's why, a lot of times too, and too, that's why, that's how right says, listen, if you choose a dangerous lifestyle, you're gonna perish in that. A lot of times too, heavy drug deals in the, that've been in the game for years and years, that when they finally try to get out, usually it's a lot of times it's kind of too late. And knows a lot of times too, it's the biggest heist or the biggest operation ever that usually cost them their life or in jail pretty much, and when they were trying to get out. So that's just is what it is too. I just noticed that too. A lot of times, even in real life, even you see in movies, TVs, things like that. A lot of times when they try to do they one final last rock, or ones that's in the whether in drug game, street game, whatever. It's all kind of synonymous, but They last thing all right, then once they say, listen, I'm out of this, most of the time their last mission is the last mission is really the one that cost them their life or cost them jail time. So that's a little aside, but yeah, man. So yeah, man, that's why I like the Book of Clarence too, man, because it's it goes into, it was about faith and the ones he believed at the end of the day, man. Because even though I was in the class Assembly of Firstborn, another brother, other brothers and sisters probably pretty much found it a lot of blasphemous, pretty much this is pretty crazy as a mockery, and a lot of parts it was, but I just took the good aspect of okay, at the end of the day it was that Isaiah 29:24, unbeliever became a believer pretty much, man. So but no, yeah, man, but that's the reason why how I said that, listen, the kingdom, the publicans and harlots will make it before you, man, because when certain people live a certain lifestyle, man, it's just well, even if you did, that's why I'm about to hit that Deuteronomy 9 real quick. Let me grab this real quick to that point. Isaiah 29:24 says, they also erred in spirit shall come to understanding, and they that murmur shall learn doctrine. Exactly. Verse 24, Isaiah 29:24. They that also that erred in spirit shall come to understanding. They that murmured shall learn doctrine. Exactly, man. So yeah, man, that's just is what it is right there. Yeah, let's grab this. Let's get Deuteronomy. Even if you didn't come from that type of background, man. But shout out to brother Assembly Firstborn said, listen, man, because that's why a lot of times, that's why over our history, man, over our forefathers, our ancestors, man, we got into we got one to constantly one we in spiritual captivity, man, captivity within ourselves. What Yahushua came to redeem us from. He came to save us from ourselves. It's like that Job 42 says, the captivity of Job, man, and honestly, of faith, man, because that's what it is. Job was about, because Job was keeping the law, things of that nature. But things of that nature. He thought it's kind of like the Deuteronomy 6:25. Thought he's justified by that, but it's really the faith of the Most High Yahushua. Things of that nature. By that's why, like, even in the Ark of the Covenant, the mercy sees above the law, man. Because nothing wrong with the law, but the mercy of the Most High Yahushua is powerful than that. But also too, but just in the physical captivity, man. Because you know why? Because like the brother sent me your firstborn said, like, we're benefiting off of others' righteousness, pretty much. And like, because a lot of times too, like, we don't work for something a lot when something's inherited. Not all the time too. When something's inherited, like, it's not instilled you to value it. You're not really going to value it as much, man. Because honestly, when you benefit off of other people, you're not going to value it as much. It's like, that's, it is too. That's why I know, even I'll use myself for example, man. Because even beforehand, like, before I asked, right, for example, it's a little small example, right? Before I started working for the city of Philadelphia, man. Because I used to work for the city, man. Where I was working for the city, right? Before I even got into labor work, like street cleaning, like late labor work, things, and they clean. I kind of part of me too, I was like, all right, cool, I'm not just gonna litter. But part of me too was like, all right, litter, it is what it is. But once I started like working for, like, the city, man, and like, I had gained more respect for it, so I kind of be mindful of throwing things away, because I know how it is. I know how it is to like clean things up, like had to clean after that, like, after an alley or a vacant lot or things of that nature, not how to keep it, like, or to keep it clean, or like keep there's not throwing something in the middle of the street, man. Because like, I used to have me and the other people that I work with, we used to clean that stuff up, and we used to kind of like our mentality kind of changed. I noticed that too, because a lot of times like my coworkers had the same experiences. So like, all right, I gained more. Even we had the conversation. Even I gained more respect for it. I gained respect of like not like take like not just like littering things of that nature, man. Because like because there's people that like clean up, and like it was certain days that it took us like 2 or 3 days to get certain jobs done, man. So it's like, I'm just use that as an example, man. This benefiting off of somebody else's work, man. Benefits like off of somebody else's righteousness, man. Pretty much, man. That's just is what it is, man. It's just like yeah, man, because you're not gonna benefit as much, because like not gonna value as much, because you're benefiting off of it. So let me get this Deuteronomy chapter 9 real quick, man. That's why, man, because you didn't value it. So let me get this Deuteronomy chapter 9, verse Deuteronomy chapter 9, verse 27. It says, but I'm saying all this to say, man, even if you did come from that background, like the Publican and Harlot background, or in the streets, or in that type of lifestyle, like, like, you still should carry yourself like that. You should like that. No, then we're gonna get into Psalms and Philippians. Deuteronomy chapter 9, verse 27. Remember thy servants Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and look not unto the stubbornness of this people, nor to their sin, nor wickedness. Let me read this again. It says, remember thy servants Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and look not unto the stubbornness of this people, nor their wickedness, nor their sin. Exactly. This is so Deuteronomy 9, the same pretty much account as Exodus 32, when Moses is being an intercessor, like pretty much like like Yahushua was being an intercessor. That's why Yahushua is a prophet unto him. But being and other people's intercessors as well. But like but yeah, man, yeah, man, that's just is what it is, man. But notice how Moses says here, remember not this people, man, because they're not appreciating you. One, they're not appreciating you. And also too, the righteousness that like prayer Manasseh says, like Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob had no sin, and then when we benefit too, we still benefiting off their right. We benefit off of Yahushua's righteousness, or his sacrifice, and and benefiting all the righteousness of our forefathers in the covenant that he made with them, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, man. Like we're benefiting off that to this day, but we're not valuing it, because you're benefiting off of it. But you still got to learn how to value things, man. Learn how to. That's why I'm saying thank you is so very key, man. That's why, like I touched on that video, like when Yahushua healed the man, only one came back and said thank you, man. That's why some people thank you actually really mean it, even though it might be light work to some people, but no, like you really appreciate that, man. I always like Method Man told a story, like I told the story before, like he said, listen, the first time I met DMX, man, on the 4321 LL Cool J a video shoot, man. Even though I'm not promoting smoking things, smoking weed, they said, listen, he was not to know he's just on the come up at the time. He said, listen, Method Man broke it off with something like some weed, whatever. Him and Redman, and he said once X blew up things and that y'all some years after that, he said he still thanked him he said, yo man, thank you for that, man. He said, listen, and Meth was like, listen, that was nothing to me, but he really appreciated that, man. That's his example I'm thinking all the time in my head, but really actually appreciate that and value things, actually to really be thankful to certain things like that, man, because really appreciate, even it's small. Certain people might not care, but it's just like me as a principle, me as a man, that's the principle I try to hold myself to. It's like, no man, I actually thank you for that. I don't care, if it's not that big of a deal to you, I actually mean that. I really want to thank you for that, man. I gotta check myself, even though when I don't do that sometimes. But yeah, man, it's just is what it is, man. But yeah, man, that's just is what it is, man. Because especially if you're benefiting off of somebody's work and the righteousness and work, especially for your soul, things of that nature, man. It says, remember thy servants Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Look not unto the stubbornness of this people, nor to their wickedness or to sin. Yeah, so why not why not be thankful that, especially if you're benefiting off of righteousness concerning your soul. Let's go to Psalms 2 real quick. God serve him that's why I got even that, like I said, like I just mentioned, like we just mentioned, even if you don't come from that background, because most of the people that come from that background, they're gonna not all, because some like this they come from that background, like the kingdom, like the Publican, the Harlots, or in the streets or that nature, or type of background, and they're not gonna change like that. Matthew 23 says, but some of them will, man. I know some brothers and sisters personally that wasn't that, that came in the word that are like that now. That's just the power of the Lord, what the word of the Most High can do. But even if you don't, you gotta do this. Psalms chapter 2, real quick. It says, serve the Lord with fear and rejoice with trembling. So yeah, serve the Lord with fear and rejoice with trembling, man. Yeah, serve him with fear and trembling, man. But also, let's get this Philippians real quick, man. Philippians chapter 2 and verse 12. Wherefore, beloved, as ye may always obey, not as in my presence only, but now much more in my absence. Work out your own salvation with fear and trembling. Yeah. So yeah, let me get the wherefore, my beloved, as ye have always obeyed, not in my presence only, but now much more in my absence. Work out your own salvation with fear and trembling. So yeah, man, exactly. So it is what it is, man. That's just the deepness. If you meditate on what Yahushua said, a lot of times Yahushua said still goes over my head, man. But working the Publican and Harlots, man, because gotta really think about that, the lifestyle, what they've been through. It's listen, I'm not supposed to be alive right now, but even if you didn't, gotta do it with that Deuteronomy 9:27 says, listen, you're benefiting off somebody else's righteousness by the Lamentations 3 and 22, by his mercies, the Most High Yahweh's mercies we are consumed, and 2, serve him with fear and trembling, man. Exactly. Now we know 1 John says no fear and love, but still is a fear that you're supposed to have for him, for him and Yahushua, and also too, yeah, man, just being thankful, man, too. That's what it is too. But yeah, man, I just wanted to go into this too, because I think it was very, very, very pivotal, man. So yeah, hopefully this is edifying, man. So peace.